Have you ever been out and about and the only photographic equipment you have is your smartphone? Well, that's what this video is about today, is using your smartphone to take the photographs when that's what you have available. I stuck this in the budget playlist, and the irony of owning a $3,000 camera is not lost on me, okay? But here's the deal, is I have the privilege, or perhaps the torture, of driving around for hundreds of miles in vast open spaces. And I'm not going to take that $3,000 camera and ruin it in the work truck. So a lot of times when I'm out on the job, that's all I've got is my cell phone. So today, all of the images that you see in the video have been taken with either this phone, my Samsung S21, or my Motorola G7, which I owned prior to this. Well, like I said, I've got the Galaxy S21, and that is about 5-6 years old now. And the camera app that came with it is pretty good. It allows me to shoot in a professional mode and do all of the things that I'm going to tell you about. However, I prefer to use the Lightroom mobile app because it's free. You can edit things on the fly. By the way, this video is not sponsored, so I just want to let you know that I use this app and I enjoy using this app. You can do basic edits, you can save to JPEG, and you can upload directly from the app to your favorite social media platforms. So I don't know everything about the app, but that's why I like using the app. So onward and into the 5 tips. Well, after yesterday's fiasco, I can tell you that this doesn't work well in the wind. So I'm refilming some of this stuff, and I'm going to keep some of the good footage from yesterday. So onward. Tip number 1 is to use your smartphone just like as if it was a camera. And you want to do this, you want to hold it with both hands, frame up your picture just like you would any other image that you were out and trying to make a professional photograph out of it. This is going to help you get used to using whatever you have at hand and doing the best that you can with it. Tip number 2 is to use the professional mode of whatever camera software that you're using. This is going to give you a lot better flexibility in the settings when you're going to take your photograph. For example, you can change your shutter speed or your ISO setting. You can crop in, you can save in RAW mode, which is next. You have a lot more flexibility in how you shoot your image. So if at all possible, use the professional mode. And tip number 3 is to turn on your grid lines. So you can use these to kind of line up the straight lines in your photograph so that you can like get your horizontals horizontal, get your verticals vertical, and it'll help you put the things that are in your photograph into better alignment, because the more you can get right when you press the shutter button, the less you have to do in post. Tip number 4 is just always save your images in RAW and JPEG if you can. I know that on my S21, either with my camera app or with Lightroom mobile, I can only save in RAW or JPEG. I don't get the opportunity to do both. And it's entirely possible that I'm missing something. So if that's possible for me, let me know in the comments, because you know, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I am a tool and I am in the shed, just not the sharpest. So let me know in the comments below if you know how I can do that. But anyways, always save your images in RAW, because that's going to save all of the information that sensor picks up. So if your shadows are blacked out or they look blacked out, a lot of times you can bring those back if you have the raw information. Same with blown out highlights. It just gives you so much more flexibility when you go to edit your photographs in post. Save your stuff to RAW. Tip number 5 is do the best you can. It's not always going to come out perfect. I mean, just look at these. They're not perfect, but I can tell you the story behind every one of these photographs. So even though they're not perfect, they're not publishable, they're more for me than for anything else. But if I wanted to post those, for example, on a blog and then tell the story behind the photograph, that's still content that you can use. There are professional photographers out there that have made commercially published photo books just on images that they've taken with their smartphone. And they gave it their best shot. Also, in this same vein, if you see something and it makes you catch your breath, do everything you can to get stopped, get your phone, and get that photograph. And if it's in the moment and it has to be done right now, just forget about the other 4. Get your phone. Right on the phone, you can swipe that camera icon and turn your camera on and just zap it. Just zap, 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 zap as many times as you can, as many times as you want. And then if you have time to go into pro mode and do all the things that I just talked about, then do that. First things first, get the photograph. Oh my gosh. There was a time in New Mexico, we're driving down the highway headed towards a mountain, and it's raining cats and dogs, and we come out and the clouds had formed a perfect arch over the highway, and down at the end of the arch in the highway, in the clouds, was the mountain, sunlit, just front lit by the sun, and it was one of the most amazing things that I think I've ever seen. It's something that I'll always remember. And then there's this image, which every once in a while you just come across something so worthy that you have to stop. I'll just let the photo speak for itself. Yeah, sometimes the stars align. So anyways, if all you have is a smartphone, that's perfectly fine, because you can get some beautiful stuff. And if you shoot in RAW, you can soup it up and make it publishable. The smartphone isn't the best camera in the world, and I will always choose my other camera over this, but when that's all you have, use what you got and do the best you can. Okay? Let's get in the reps. I'll see you out there. Test, test, test. One more test. Just gotta get this right. no matter which app you use, tip number one, no matter, because you rarely use your regular camera with one hand, except for me, because I'm maybe not that good of a photographer. But anyway,